Both Nike athletes, okay? So I think that's something to think about when it comes to all the back and forth between LeBron and Caitlin Clark.
Something happened within USA basketball that nobody saw coming. Something so unexpected that it sent a ripple across the entire world of one single decision, one empty number on a roster sheet. And suddenly, an ordinary training camp turned into one of the most politically charged moments in recent USA basketball history. Caitlin Clark, the biggest rising star in modern basketball, the player who turned number 22 into a cultural phenomenon, showed up to the upcoming Team USA training camp and found out she would not be wearing her own iconic number. She was given a completely different number, 17. Meanwhile, the number 22 spot, the same number she made legendary through her Iowa run and her explosive rookie year, sat empty. Not assigned to her, not assigned to a veteran, not assigned to any. That one blank space told a story louder than any official announcement. The fans felt it instantly. The media jumped on it within minutes. Something bigger was happening behind closed doors. Something way more complicated than a simple jersey reassignment. This was about control and symbolism. It was about power. It was about protecting reputations and managing egos in a league still trying to define itself in the mainstream spotlight. The moment her number disappeared, the entire basketball world knew this was no normal roster decision. For 2 years straight, number 22 became a force of nature. It wasn't just stitched onto a jersey. It became a global identity. People wore it to school, to games, to airports. Iowa fans tattooed it. WNBA stores ran out of stock within hours. Even people who knew nothing about women's basketball suddenly recognized that number because Caitlin Clark had turned it into a symbol of change. You could stop anyone in a mall, ask them which number she wore, and they could answer instantly. It wasn't random popularity. It was historic. When an athlete does something so culturally explosive that the numbers on a scoreboard suddenly matter to millions of people, that's not hype. That is dominance. And here's the part that everybody quietly admits. A'ja Wilson wears number 22 for the Aces. Cameron Brink wore it for the Sparks. Cheryl Swoops made it iconic years ago. Yet almost nobody among casual fans associated that number with anyone else before Caitlin Clark. That is the uncomfortable truth at the center of this entire firestorm. So when Team USA told her she could not wear 22, the message was louder than any press conference. It said, "We know what this number means. We know it belongs to you in the cultural space. And that is exactly why we are removing it from. No veteran can have it. No rookie can have it. Not even you." The number itself became too powerful. USA basketball has a rule. No shared numbers within the same roster. This is simple and practical. But when multiple athletes were the same number professionally, someone has to move. Paige Buchers moved. Angel Reese moved. Aaliyah Boston moved. Nobody complained. But only one number was completely removed from circulation. Only one number was left empty. They didn't hand it to A'ja Wilson to acknowledge her veteran status. They didn't give it to a rising star like Brink. They didn't allow Clark to keep it and capitalize on global merchandise sales. They carefully placed 22 on the table and pushed it away from. This wasn't a coincidence. It was strategy. If they gave the number to A'ja Wilson, it would look like a deliberate message that veterans come first and rookies must bow down. That would ignite backlash from Clark's massive fan base. If they gave it to Clark, veterans would see it as favoritism, as if USA basketball was handing her symbolic leadership before she even secured her spot. So they took the middle path, the neutral path, the political path. Remove it entirely. Make no one the winner. Make no one the loser. This was a sign that Team USA is balancing on a very thin line, trying not to upset the old guard while attempting to harness the historic rise of a new superstar who is bringing millions of viewers.
There's no arguments with that. I mean, come on. But she certainly has become synonymous with 22, dating back to her historic college career at the University of Iowa and through her WNBA career.
There's an unspoken tension within the WNBA, and it has been growing since the day Caitlin Clark. Many fans noticed it. The media noticed it. Even NBA stars noticed. Veteran players, the ones who carried the league for years with little attention from the outside world, now feel overshadowed by a rookie who became a mainstream sensation before she played a single professional game. This resentment showed itself in small ways. Hard fouls, dismissive comments, passive-aggressive interviews. Talk about real hoopers versus media creations. The message was clear. Some veterans feel like Clark earned too much attention too fast. Now add the number 22 situation. Add the symbolism of stripping her of the number she made iconic. Add the tension from the Olympic snub 6 months earlier. And you get a perfect storm of basketball politics. This training camp is not just about skills. It is about whether the new face of women's basketball will be given the opportunity she deserves, or whether internal pressure will keep her on the outside looking. The veterans know that her popularity has changed the land. Their audiences grew because of her. Their salaries are rising because of her. Yet, that is exactly why the emotional divide remains so strong. Change always comes with resistance. This story takes a dramatic turn because of one person who is not even part of the WNBA. LeBron James, the king himself. His role in this saga is bigger than most people realize. LeBron has been one of the loudest voices supporting Caitlin Clark since her rookie season. When she was targeted physically, he spoke up. When media questioned whether she deserved her popularity, he defended her. When the Olympic roster left her out in Paris, he openly said she should have been included. And here's where it gets even more strategic. LeBron and Caitlin Clark are both major Nike athletes. LeBron has one of the biggest shoe deals in sports history. Caitlin signed an 8-year deal with Nike worth $28 million. That is unprecedented in women's sports. So when LeBron publicly promotes Clark, he isn't just being friendly. He is helping protect Nike's massive investment in the player they believe can dominate next decade. This is the business side of sports in its purest form. Nike wants her to rise. Nike wants her to stay in the spotlight. Nike wants her to become the face of the future. Supporting Caitlin Clark is supporting the long-term stability of their basketball empire. LeBron posted a montage titled Year 23. Pictures of his legendary career. A celebration of everything he has done. Caitlin Clark commented one single word, King. Kevin Durant made the same comment, but Caitlin's version carried a different meaning. LeBron is 40 years old. He is nearing the end. He has struggled with injuries. The Lakers are fighting to stay competitive. Everyone knows that the Saudi Arabia offer is real. $200 million for 2 final seasons. His exit is close. So when one generation's greatest player receives that comment from the new generational star, it feels symbolic, like a moment frozen in time. The old king stepping aside while acknowledging the rise. LeBron and Caitlin represent 2 different eras linked by the same corporate power behind them. And the marketing world sees this as a perfect story. Nike's past meets Nike's future. Her calling him king feels like a bridge between eras. A handoff, a signal. The crown is moving. NBA stars praise Caitlin Clark constantly. Steph Curry praised her shooting range. Damian Lillard compared her long bombs to his own. Draymond Green defended her when opponents crossed the line. Jason Tatum called her must-watch TV. The NBA embraces her fully. But within the WNBA, the silence is noticeable. The hesitation is loud. Some veterans openly question whether she deserves her spotlight. Some undermine her achievements in small but very intentional ways. And some are simply distant, refusing to acknowledge how much her presence has elevated every metric the league tracks. Attendance, ratings, merchandise, sponsorships, digital engagement. Everything is skyrocketing because of her. Yet instead of support, she faces skepticism from the very group that benefits them. It is one of the strangest disconnects in modern sports. And it makes this training camp even more emotionally charged because the players who have been hesitant to embrace her are now sharing the same court, the same drills, and the same competition for one of 12 roster spots. Right now, the biggest question around Team USA is simple. Will politics matter more than performance? Clark's Team USA jersey with the number 17 is about to break sales record. And that is what makes this situation even more dramatic. Fans do not care what number she wears. They care that she is on the court. They care that she is competing. They care because she represents something bigger than basketball. Her All-Star jersey outsold the entire league combined. Her Iowa jersey became the best-selling women's college basketball jersey in history. Her Fever jersey shattered WNBA merchandise record. And now number 17 is about to explode even harder, especially because of the controversy around number 22. USA Basketball knows this. Nike knows this. Every marketing department knows this. So removing number 22 is partly political, partly strategic, and partly an act of avoidance. They created a neutral environment to prevent headlines about favoritism on the day she arrives. But the result is the opposite. The controversy turned into a tidal wave. Fans around the world want to know why the most recognizable number in women's sports is suddenly forbidden. This number change does not exist in a vacuum. It lives in the shadow of a much larger decision from earlier this year. When Caitlin Clark was left off the Paris Olympics roster, it became one of the most controversial basketball decisions ever made. People were furious. Fans were confused. Many believed she earned the spot with her historic performance. Yet Team USA chose veteran experience over cultural influence. That decision exposed the deeper divide. The veterans felt she needed to wait her turn. Fans felt the league was afraid of her star power overshadowing the older generation. Media personalities openly questioned whether USA Basketball understood the marketing value she brought. Now, she is walking into the next opportunity with all eyes wide. Did USA Basketball learn from its mistake? Or will personal biases win again? The number is a clue. A small but symbolic sign that the system still does not know how to handle a superstar who grew faster than the league ever imagined. This is where everything becomes real. Caitlin Clark is eligible. She is skilled enough. She is marketable enough. She is intelligent enough on the court to run Team USA's offense. Her court vision is elite. Her shooting range changes defensive strategy instantly. Her passing creates opportunities that most players cannot even see. If the selection is based purely on skill, she should be the starting point guard. There is no debate. But this is not a normal selection process. This is a room full of politics, pressure, pride, and history. Veteran players have their own expectations. Coaches have their own comfort zones. Executives have their own agendas. And all of this is happening while her number 22 sits empty, like a quiet reminder that the politics are still alive. Every drill, every scrimmage, every interaction will be magnified. Fans will analyze everything she does. Veterans will push her limit. Coaches will watch her chemistry with it. And USA Basketball will face the toughest decision it has made in years. What makes this entire situation so gripping is that it is not just about basketball. It is about the cultural shift she created. Caitlin Clark brought new audiences. Young girls who had never watched the WNBA before. Families who never cared about women's sports until she showed them something they could connect to. Fans who follow every shot she takes and every game she plays. She's not just a player. She is a phenomenon. And with every phenomenon comes change. The old world fights to protect itself. The new world fights to rise. That is the heartbeat of this entire number drama. Removing number 22 is symbolic. It is the league saying, we do not know what to do with this level of... It is the federation saying, we want to avoid tension instead of embracing a generational shift. And it is the veterans saying, you still have to earn your place even if you have already earned the public. This cultural divide is not going away. It is only growing stronger, and every decision will continue to reflect it. So here we are. The training camp is about to start. Caitlin Clark wears number 17. Number 22 remains untouched. LeBron is watching. Nike is watching. The fans are watching. The veterans are watching. The entire basketball world is watching. The symbolism is impossible to ignore. She is walking into a space that rejected her 6 months ago. She is stepping into a camp full of players who have mixed opinions about her. She is carrying the weight of millions of fans who want to see her shine. And she is doing it all while the jersey she made iconic sits in silence. The story writes itself. It is dramatic. It is emotional. It is political. It is historic. The rise of Caitlin Clark is one of the most powerful sports stories of this generation. And this moment might become one of the defining chapters of her legacy. Here is the truth. Caitlin Clark does not need number 22 to become iconic. She never did. The number became famous because she gave it life. She gave it meaning. She gave it cultural weight. Now with number 17, she is about to do it again. If she makes the Team USA roster, that jersey will become legendary. If she wins gold, that jersey will become unforgettable. And if she continues to rise the way she has so far, she will become the face of women's basketball for the next decade. Team USA can delay the symbolism. They can hide the number. They can avoid the headline. But they cannot stop her impact. They cannot stop the shift she created. They cannot slow down a fan base that grows bigger by the day. She is changing the sport whether the system is ready or not. So should she have been allowed to keep number 22? The fans will answer that question. The jersey sales will answer that question, and the future of basketball will answer it louder than any official statement ever could.